All right, Ruben Camacho. We're live, buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Look at you. You look so great. You look so great. You really do.
Thanks, man. I'm just hanging by a thread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are you? So, all these years, like I met you, gosh, it had to have been 7 or 8 years ago now,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
nine. I'm not,
Probably, yeah, like nine, 10.
that's incredible.
Yeah,
Time flies, dude.
it does.
Well, yeah. How are you? How have you been since then?
I've been pretty good. I There's been some transitions. I think when we met, I was in school doing going for music education. Oh, excuse me. And it kind of switched a little bit when I started working with special needs kids. And then I kind of, I did the music stuff, but I started doing it like on my own, like private lessons, going to this, I started getting, having a relationship with the families. I was doing like an after school program. And then they were like, oh, you do music, come to my house, teach my kid. And, it kind of flourished from there. And then I got closer. Actually got engaged after like 3 or 4 years, and no, after a couple years, and I kind of noticed that I wasn't making enough income to really like support my wife and myself, and she was at full time school. I had graduated, and it was just kind of it was fun. It was very rewarding. I loved working with special needs kids. I loved working with the kids at their homes. I mean, I was doing a lot of stuff at the school, coaching, just a lot of things involved really in the school community, and it was fun, but it was not necessarily enough. Like it was just I was just barely kind of getting by. And I felt that for us to kind of go to the next level or enjoy any sort of comfort, I always thought about real estate. And I said, well, it's still helping people. I'm a big community person. I have faith. I'm a believer. In God and stuff. So I was like, okay, well, maybe this kind of could be connected in some way. So I decided to look into it. I talked to my wife and she says, yeah, go for it. So it was like, we just got married. I'm working and I'm doing the real estate stuff. And I started doing that all together, like all at the same time. And I would say I really thrived with the real estate. I continue to do the school stuff, but I think my heart kind of started shifting towards really helping people, being a little bit more business oriented. And then the school stuff, I still loved it and I enjoyed the kids, but it kind of became a little bit uh, routine, and it I kind of got a little bogged down, a little stressed because I had all these multiple jobs, and I would say I got a little burnt out. So I ended up transitioning out of school and going straight to like real estate because I felt like I had a really good year, and I was able to really kind of maximize my time. I was able to stay home a little bit, do other things for myself, because as an individual, you have to take care of yourself. You have to take care of your body, your mind, your soul, everything. And if it's just work, 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 just on the hamster wheel of making money and, doing so many things, as Americans, we tend to, we live to work. And
Mm,
in, in Hispanic culture, and like I'm from Puerto Rico and like other, uh, countries, they say something in Spanish called, they say about America, they say, ustedes viven para trabajar, nosotros trabajamos para vivir. So they kind of take it more on the step back and they say, you guys live to work, we work just to live. So it's more of a simplistic, kind of lifestyle. Not all Hispanics, but some of them that are more, in the country, more rural. So I took a little bit of a hiatus. I just started working out, started reading and doing other things, enjoying myself, and then doing real estate like hardcore. And I really built up a great community, and I haven't stopped since. And then in the midst of all this, the pandemic, a lot of people were worried. I lost a few clients, but then I gained so much more. I got into more into investing, and I think the investing thing, a lot of times people think about just making money, but I think about, once again, investing in communities. You say, oh, well, that's not a great community. That's not a great area. I'm thinking, well, we're going to revitalize this community. We're going to bring some life into it. We're going to bring some great families, affluent people. So I think it all kind of came back to me, and I've been, really just trying to refocus and continue to refocus, because you can kind of get bogged down in any industry. You could get really what do you call it, tunnel vision, and you're just kind of just fixated, kind of have like not OCD, but like an obsessive thing. Like when I get into something, I'm like so obsessed about it. I can do it like all day and all night. But I'm trying to balance myself out a little bit more, trying to get back to like in the beginning of the year, where I was kind of more centered, because I think I got really business driven. So in the industry, it could go either way, so you can be on either side of the spectrum. So and then in the midst of that, which I think kind of brought me back to earth as well, my wife got pregnant, uh, and we said in the summer we would, you know, casually, if it happened, it happened, and it happened. And so now, you know, now I'm like starting to work again, like a little bit more, but still at the same time, I have to really take care of myself, because I think, um, at the end of the day, our egos are so big. We can get lost in anything. It could be music, it could be anything you could get lost in, and kind of lose yourself, because your profession to me is a part of you, but it's not just you. You have many facets, and we're very complex beings, and I think that we have a lot to offer, not
Mm.
just our talents or our abilities or our influence. We have love, we have we have you know we have different talents, we have family, we have different cultures, just a lot of different things that sometimes we kind of just make it seem insignificant. So just trying to be the best man I can be. We're not perfect, but just just trying to be the best man I can be, and lean on the good old principles and things that have made me the man I am. Because in real estate, they're not buying a house. They're buying you. The reason why they're sticking with you is because they believe in you, because they
Mm.
trust you. So it is a very intimate, kind of personal thing. So I have to be. It's just like kids. They're like my children. These clients. I want to take care of them. I want to make sure that they're good, and it kind of comes full circle with being the best kind of person you can be, and your motivation being pure.
Mm. Yeah, it's very wholesome. Your whole approach to life, it's all very connected, and I feel like the whole picture. I actually wrote down a couple of things that I thought we would talk about, and you pretty much talked about all of them right there. I have business, church, family, music, fitness, and like culture and memories. How
Cool.
how funny is that?
Great.
You have a great presentation. How do you like so like with real estate? When did you start? Was that like a couple years after Rico's? Rico's being the music store that we met.
Yes. Yeah. Ricos was a great time. That's where we connected with the music. Um, and I would say real estate didn't start till about 5 years after, or like 6 years after Ricos, because I was there Ricos for like a couple
Wait,
years.
yeah,
And then,
what year was that?
uh,
I
I
want a timeline.
graduated like 3 years later.
Hmm.
So I was still in school at Ricos. I think 2000, um, when I when we met, it was like 2007 or 2000,
I
no,
think it was 2009.
2009.
No, 9 or 10. No, it must have been 10, 2010, actually.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because I had already been there for a couple years. It was, yeah, so probably 2010. I
Or 11. Honestly, now that I'm like thinking about it, it might be 2011. Just want to be, because I was writing music around that time, like really writing it. And I came across some music of mine.
notebooks. Yeah, your notebook. You were writing a lot of stuff at Ricos.
Yeah. So, and I found some and I saw it dated at 2011. So it must be around then. So you got into real estate uh, like 3 years after that?
No, like 5 or 6. Because I've been in real estate now for going on my third year. Uh,
2021.
and it's a kind of a hazy timeline, but it was like Ricos. A couple years later, school. I left Ricos, and then like 4 or 5 years later, then I started real estate.
And so how did like what was the first house you sold? Do you remember that? I'm sure you must.
Yeah, yeah. The first house I sold was to a parent of the school, and
Hmm.
it's always your strongest connections or strongest relationships are always built in your sphere of influence.
Hmm.
So I really love the last thing you put are like culture memories. I love culture. Like my uncle. This is kind of a sidebar, but my uncle, he's a kind of a philosophical guy. He passed away like 4 years ago, and he was a pastor and he loved philosophy. And he talked about the beginning of time and about the Tower of Babel when God separated the languages, kind of confused the languages. And he just talked about how words and language are so important. Whatever language you speak, words, they're creative, they're very creative. And, anyways, I got really fixated on language, on learning different languages, connecting with different people because I thought that that was a great way to connect with people of different different ethnicities. So in the school, whenever there was a kid with an accent or a different language, I would always kind of like say, "Hey, how's it going? How do you say hello in your language?" So one of the ones that I really connected with was Polish. So, they started teaching me little words, dzień dobry, jak się masz, bardzo dobrze, and I started learning all these words and I would write them out phonetically so that I could memorize how to say them. And this was a period of like a few years and I got decent at Polish. And one of the kids, we always had fun with all the Polish kids. I would run around with them and one of the parents, he was kind of a middle-aged guy, around my age. He was like, "Oh yeah, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Hey, what's going? You do, here he's an electrical contractor." I say, "Yeah, I just got into real estate." He goes, "Oh yeah," he kind of started, "Oh, that's cool." He goes, "What do you think about this one?" And he like shows me on his phone.
Hmm.
And I was like, "I don't know, I'll look it up and I'll get you some information." And then I told him, and then after that, I said, if you want me to get you into any one of these places, I can take you. And then he said, yeah, 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 let's do it. And then we went and we started like going to places. And then one thing led to another. And he's like, yeah, I'm buying this house cash. I'm going to flip it. I said, oh, man, you're serious. I said, okay, cool. So we went and I got into my first taste of buying and selling. And we lost out on a couple deals because it was very very competitive. Finally, we got one, and it ended up being right across the street from the school. So it was really cool how that all worked out. Something where he was able to watch on the house, and I guess he did stuff himself. They kind of fixed it up themselves, not getting outside contractors, and it was nice. It was a beautiful house, and he put a really good craftsmanship. And then I sold it, maybe like 6 or maybe like 10 months later. It took a little while to sell that one, just for some specific reasons. When you have really nice areas, you have very particular customers. But that was my first buy and sell.
Do you think anyone can get into real estate or does it take a special person?
Um, That's a good question. I would say anybody can anybody can do real estate. It does take a special person to uh, buy and sell real estate. So I think people can invest in themselves. You know, when you buy property, multiple properties, anybody can do that. Anybody could do that. But to be a realtor, I think it does take a special kind of person because there are in Illinois, there's over, man, I can't remember the 77, no, 77,000. There's probably more than that. There's a lot of realtors in Illinois, and there's a percentage that does really well. So there's like top 10% that do a lot of transactions, that do a lot of deals, that are very successful. And then the 80 to 90%, they do a few deals a year. And it's more of a like either they're struggling or they have like a secondary job because they can't hack it. So in general, the successful realtors are generally like only 10% of overall. And it's a grind because there's so many realtors, everyone knows one, everyone has a family member or friend. So you have to really find a niche in the industry. Some realtors only stay in certain neighborhoods and they say, okay, I'm only going to be a master of this neighborhood and be known for this.
Hmm.
And then to me, the smarter ones, really expand the net and go kind of all over. You know, you have your limits or your boundaries. So I decided to be kind of a go for it and really attack all in all places. So I end up my net is about an hour northeast, south, or west of Chicago. So
That's great.
surrounding areas.
Well, I mean, you got to go find the good deals, right? I mean, if you're just like you said, tunnel vision earlier, if you're tunnel vision on like a certain neighborhood, then you're missing everything else.
Well, those are the clients that are a lot of fringe buyers when they get really stuck on certain areas and then they have a very slim budget and they just want a certain area. Those are very difficult clients. Usually those take sometimes anywhere from 7 to a year and a half with people like that. But people that are a little more open and they understand that, pricing in certain areas are a little bit more pricey. But yeah, there's so many great areas in Illinois. You wouldn't believe how many places I found, and I said, man, this is such a nice, quiet area. This is such a nice city. This is such a beautiful place, and it's thriving. And a lot of times we get so so complacent sometimes, or like you said, fixated or tunnel vision and say this is where I'm gonna be. You lose out opportunities to make new friends, to see new things, to grow as a person. So I mean, it's great to be in a hometown and stuff, but sometimes to grow you gotta go somewhere else.
But you grew up here, right?
No, no. Actually, I grew up in the southwest suburbs. So
Mm.
I was born in Chicago, but I actually grew up in Melrose Park for most of my life, and then I went to Franklin Park, close to Chicago. So Chicagoland area, but no, the city. I would always go to the city. It was always fun to go to the city.
Mm.
And now I'm in the city, northwest side, but it's very close to Norwich, So I've always kind of been a little bit close in the city, but like almost on the outskirts.
Yeah. Has COVID affected your business? Like you said it has, but you're doing okay or
I think I did better this year. No, I did better. I actually doubled my sales this year, and it was because I adapted. So I was doing a lot of just focusing on residential families, helping the families, and then towards the end of the year, I really focused on investor going back to the investors. So I had a good run in the middle of the year where because if you provide good service or a good product, it really doesn't matter what's going on around you. People are going to enjoy it. You know, a client, if you find a good product for them, get them a good deal, they're going to be happy. And if they're happy, you're going to get more business. And that's just, just the law of reaping and sowing, the idea that if you're good at what you do, you get work. So what ended up happening, and towards the middle of the year, I started helping families, and then I did it in such an excellent way, or in a quick and expedient way. They said, "Man, my friend, she's been looking for like double the time, and she can't get a place." And I said, "Well, I mean, we could you could connect me, and I could help them out." So then they would get their friend would come, and then their friend would say, "Oh, I got somebody," and it's just the word of mouth.
Yeah.
So that kind of grew like towards the middle of the year, and I ended up helping like back to back to back. So that was really great. And then towards the end of the year it kind of slowed down, so I said, let me kind of shift gears a little bit, and I started focusing on investors, and I started kind of telling them like, hey, I can take care of you, I can make sure that that your evaluations on what your investment is good, because there's sometimes, if you don't have a good realtor, a realtor is not just showing you a house, a realtor is not just sending out a contract. It is, a good realtor has to speculate and study every area, because every area, every block, every street is totally different. And they call Chicago the the city of many little towns or many little cities. There's just so many different areas. So you could be in one part of town, and it could be $400,000 or more, and then you could be another side of the town, and then you're at 200 or less. So really knowing that and understanding that, and then also the market changes every 6 months, so you can't expect the same thing from 6 months ago. It
Mm.
changed. It's a very fast moving market. So I think that that's how I shifted. And uh, in the beginning, it was a little scary, and then I just said, "Hey, I have to keep going." You can't get stuck with news and with what's going around. You have to have some sort of something that pushes you. So my motivation is not money or doing better. My motivation is my family. My wife. I love my wife a lot, and she has whipped me into shape. No, she's a very strong woman, and I told her, listen, I want you to focus on your business. She does also lives works with the community. She has an organization called the Beautiful Project,
Mm.
where a non-for-profit where they take girls and teens and women that have been abused or have had traumatic events happen in their lives, and they try to teach them to be positive contributors to society. So they look for community events for people that are doing events and that they need help, and they volunteer and they bring their team in. They help them, facilitate it. They do a lot of like soup kitchens and other, different types of events where they can just bring help. Her motto is to serve and not to be served. So that kind of thing, I said, it takes time to build any business. Even if it's an organization, it's still kind of a business. So I said, focus on that. She's in the creative arts as well. She's an actress. I said, focus on the things that you enjoy, whatever you like to do, you do that. Don't worry about money. Let me worry about that, and you do that stuff. So my motivation is, are we good every month? Do we have to go out to eat or go on a trip? Do we have some sort of comfort? And can we be a blessing to somebody else? So if we can do those three things, it takes, there has to be somebody that's really pushing forward. So I'm kind of working that way, and I want her to just kind of focus on doing great things that she's doing. So um, that's kind of my motivation is different. It's not about being competitive or about making money. It's just to make sure that we are above water.
Mm. Yeah. So like, did you guys get married in a church, or how did you guys?
Well, we both have a strong faith in God. We did not meet in a church. We actually met in a bar grill, a Cuban bar grill. And
Mm.
you remember Yendris, the piano
Oh
player?
yeah, I remember him.
We met through him. He had a Cuban salsa band,
Hmm.
and she was her mom was in the group, and she would kind of sing in it as well. One day, New Year's Eve, usually I would be out, either in church or I would be out with like, maybe a significant other or friends and family. I was doing nothing. I was at home and I said, man, I got an itch. Like I want to play the trumpet. I want to go out or do something. I want to, get together with the band. And I said, man, I remember Yendi said he was going to be at this restaurant. So I said, man, I don't even have his number. So I called, I don't know if you remember Marcella,
Oh yeah, I remember.
and I said, hey, do you have Yendi's number? She goes, yeah. I called him. He's like, yeah, we're gonna be here till New Year's Day, and come on out. I said, okay, I'm coming. So I got ready, which is very uncharacteristic. I'm not like that, I go with the flow, but I don't ever like just go and do something crazy like that. So we went out, we got together, and then I looked at her kind of her social media just to kind of see what kind of girl she was. Like I met her, we talked a little bit, and I said, "Man, this girl's awesome, but I don't know if she's crazy." I was like really skeptical, and she was a woman of faith, and I said, man, that's pretty cool." So I pursued her, and we started talking, we started dating, and we got married 2 years later. But we didn't get married in a church. I wanted to, but we found a kind of like one of those places that had like a chapel and then like the whole 9 yards in Lincolnshire. So we got married there. It was too small, the chapel, so we ended up doing an outside wedding. I really like the traditional church, being in a chapel, but it was just it didn't work out that way. We wanted to, we always care about people, them having to travel the distance, moving around. So we ended up just doing it all together in that place, and it was a great time. So
Mm.
we got married outside, and then had the reception inside the
How
home.
was the weather?
The weather to me was gorgeous. It was really warm. My wife says that it was so hot that they felt so hot, and some people had umbrellas, which I thought was it's classic. But I mean, it was a beautiful day. It was a little cloudy in the beginning, and then it ended up just being beautiful.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's so great.
Yeah,
So you're gonna have a boy or a girl, do you know?
we don't know. Like I said, my wife's a very creative person, and she said she wanted to have something special for the baby shower. So the goal is to do the gender reveal, and they
Mm.
were not know anybody's gonna know until the baby shower. So
Mm.
she wants some sort of expectation, some sort of, something really exciting. And she said, we could do kind of like neutral, like baby clothes and tell people to just kind of, we're not sure what the baby's, the sex of the baby. And we've talked about it. We've kind of been back and forth, but she says, no, I just want to wait till the baby shower. So we don't know. Everyone has their opinion. Everyone says, they're myths. They're like, well, if you have big sides, then it's a girl. If you have a big belly, then
Is
it's,
it twins?
I don't think so. We have a strong feeling, and we really would like a girl.
Mm.
We have a feeling it's a girl, but like I said, everyone's opinion kind of sways us, and they're like, no, if you feel this way, if you have morning sickness, if your heartburn, just all these different opinions, and it always kind of throws you off a little bit. You kind of think about it.
How many do you want in all?
In the beginning, we said five.
Whoa, gosh.
We said we wanted to have back to back every like 2 years a child for when we started, and it would be four of our own and adopt a baby. Um,
Wow.
but my wife, as she's been going through this pregnancy, it's obviously it's her first. It's been a challenge, like just kind of her dealing with the physical changes and the tiredness. She's saying, I don't know, this might be the only one, or maybe only one more. So I don't know. I'm gonna just try to support her as much as possible, make her feel comfortable, and then hopefully it's a smooth pregnancy, and maybe she'll say, "Hey, let's do it again a couple more times." So I mean, if we could do three, I would be really happy. With at least three. Two is fine, and
One is a blessing, even
a ble-
too.
yeah, one is a blessing too. So
Yeah. Well, I hope you get all you want or all you need at least.
yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I just want this baby to be healthy and
Yeah, right?
great and stuff, and we'll shower it with love. And there's a lot of people already claiming that it's their baby because my wife has a lot of like aunts and a lot of a lot of kind of mother hen type of people in her life. So it's good. Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah, great, man. Man, so do you still do music or
So I I decide, I haven't done teaching because my bread and butter was at the school with the after school program and all the
Mhm,
families.
mhm.
And then it was just a lot. Kind of going in the evenings and all these different random times to try to accommodate all these people. It would take like a whole week to get through 12, 10, 12, students, because I could only do, in the evening, maybe two or three, because
Yeah.
it was getting late. Um, so I ended up just focusing on just the trumpet, as being just that was my primary instrument, and like the piano. So I would play piano more in church, and then the trumpet was something that I kind of got into more into like improvisation, like Latin jazz, and we started doing like trying to do like um, any kind of events. So my mother-in-law, she has a scholarship that she does um, every year. She does like a fundraiser to pay people in scholarships, for people that need money for college. And then she's like, "You're gonna be entertainment." So I start, she was like, put a band together and do like a couple hours of music. And I said, cool. So I mean, it's a lot of music, 2 3 hours of music. It's like 3 sets. So I got into that, really learning as many Latin jazz songs or standards, and that was fun. So that was kind of like a big event that I would do. And if there was any other side events, so sometimes people call me like every 2 3 months, and I'll do an event here or there, and then I just practice as much as I can. So if I can touch the horn every couple days or once a week or whatever, as much as I can, that's what I do. So I try to stay with that at least.
Mm.
And um, the music thing, I mean, I still have my best friends. One of my best friends, Emmanuel, he lives in Boston. He's a jazz major, and he's a pretty big hitter in Boston. We've talked about doing like an EP of original music. So there's always like little things here or there, that it's always going to be a part of my life, and that will never go away. It may not be as serious as I want it to be, but it will definitely never leave me.
Yeah. You think that that's like an important thing for people to have? It's just some connection with music.
Sure. Yeah. I think that there's a lot of people that have desire to learn the music, but they don't really have the necessarily the discipline, the time, or the I guess the passion for it. But I think you could be a music lover and in any capacity. You could be a music lover and just listening. Sometimes my wife says that when I'm really wanting to get some things done around the house. She's like, "Man, I hear you putting on that jazz music or putting on, whatever style that you want, and you're just in the zone." So you could be in the zone working out and listening to music, or it could relax you at nighttime, or it can excite you or whatever. So I think there's people that could be avid music listeners. There's people that could be musicians. There's people that could be score writers. There's people that can do it in so many different ways, but it definitely changes your mood. It definitely has a powerful impact. So music, there's a soundtrack to life, so
Mm,
you know
that's so true. That's
yeah.
so true. You think your kids are going to be musicians? Do you care if they are? Or?
We'd like them to be. We'll definitely let them, make choices, but we're gonna try to give them as much experience as possible. So definitely we'll put an instrument in front of them, from as soon as they have the attention span, and we'll definitely give them that opportunity. Hey Chris, I'm sorry, I have a little dog that is crying at the door, wanting to go outside. Can I just let him out real
Yeah,
quick?
yeah, yeah. I'll hit pause real quick. We'll be right back. And we're back.
Awesome.
Hey, what do you do for fitness? Do you are you doing anything? How's the diet and fitness portion of your life
Yeah,
turning out?
for sure. So I started working out with friends. I had a couple friends that we would just go out. I have a decent community of guys that I kind of talk sports or shop or faith or whatever the case is. And one of my friends, I reconnected with him, maybe like a year ago, and he was an old church friend, and he was in the military. And he's like, "Yeah, what's going on?" And this guy was not into fitness. I mean, he was into sleeping, anime, and video games. So when I saw him, he looked pretty nice and trim, and we met at a coffee shop. He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm working out like 4 or 5 days a week. I'm really, disciplined in this." I'm like, "Oh, wow, that's cool." He's like, "Yeah, if you ever want to work out," and I've always kind of done workouts with friends, with family, and that always it got me really excited. I'm kind of a competitive person, so we're like going at it and stuff. So I've been working out probably off and on since I was in high school, like junior year, and I think that I enjoy working out with people because you always push yourself a little bit further. Whenever you do it alone, you always kind of take breaks. Obviously, you got to be careful. You don't push yourself as hard sometimes, for the most part. But I said, I'm gonna take you up on your offer. Can you bring somebody? He said, yeah. So we started working out a couple days a week, or here or there once a week, and I think it was pretty consistent. And then one day, he, him and I were supposed to work out, and this was like right before COVID. Um, he didn't show up, and I said, "Man, where are you at?" And he didn't answer. So I get there, and then they're like, "Yeah, you can come on in." And then this one of the fitness trainers was there, or there was like a fitness, trainer. And I said, "Hey, I'm trying to do a couple different things. I really want to work on core and a couple other parts of my body." And he goes, "You know what? You need something different." I said, "Okay." He's like, "Let me show you some stuff." And we started, doing a couple things, couple core exercises, working on some body weights. And then we went to hit the weights. And he goes, "You know what, man? You should sign up for a couple training classes. Just, just kind of freshen up, and you should join us. We have a competition going on. It's a competition." He's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the like the muscle build or fat loss." And I was like, "I like competition." So I said, "Okay." He goes, "Okay, well, here, all right, sign him up. He's gonna sign up for the competition." I'm like, "Wait, sign up." And I said, "Well, I'll just go with it. I think my wife wants some classes. Maybe I'll, could split it up. I'll do some of the classes. I'll give her some of the classes." And I signed up, and I really dedicated myself, where I was going a few times a day, and I was going like 5 times, the whole week. And I really, really pushed myself, and I got in the best shape of my life, and it became a habit.
Mm.
I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard, or I've kind of seen in some articles where it says, um, to build a habit, it takes about 21 days. To consistently do something for 21 days, it kind of becomes a habit. And I think after that like month of doing it, I didn't win the competition, but I really didn't care. It was just like a motivating factor. It really became part of me, wanting to work out, wanting to do these things. So I almost felt like an urge to go, almost like music, like almost like practicing. So that was something that I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the community, of once again, of the the working out, with people. I enjoyed. I said, "Man, I want to get stronger," and it was something that I said, this is a benefit to me. When I become a father, little that I know is gonna, my wife's gonna get pregnant, but my goal is to be the strongest I can be for my family. And I think part of that is not just looking strong, but just being strong, just having a strength of a man. I think, being a
Hmm.
man, you have to be strong, just, I mean, you could be sensitive. That's okay. I'm sensitive, but you have to be strong. So I think that was kind of my main focus, and I still do it. It's been a little bit harder now with COVID, some of the restrictions. But I got some home equipment as well, and just do something. It doesn't really matter what, as long as you
Good
do.
old fashioned push-ups, huh?
Well, yes, get the most definition if you do push-ups on top of that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't. I got like a little home gym here too, and it's nice being able to work at home. But I had a trainer for a little bit too, and I thought that it was really good to have that outside input. So
Yeah, no, there's so many different ways, so many different angles, and you learn something and you bring it home and you do it at home too. So yeah, definitely that's something good. The diet, it's okay. It's hit or miss. I think that that's kind of on another level. Like if you really want to go to the next level, is really doing the diet stuff. So I kind of do it, in periods. But I do like to eat, so I think that that's kind of what's kept me.
the thing? Pastales?
Pasteles?
Pasteles? Yeah,
Yes.
that's like the Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
It's in a banana leaf or something like that.
yeah.
I
I'm proud. That's cool.
I remember used to eat those with ketchup.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
rem-
Man, you look at you. You got some culture too in you.
no, that's from you. I remember it from you. You're my earliest memory of pasteles,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Pasteles, yeah.
and of course like the Little Caesars pizza at Rico's.
Yeah.
Have you been back there since you've been? Have you?
No, I think they're closed. I still see the instruments in there, but I know that they were selling the building, and it looks like
The right side or the left side? Because there's two stores.
both, I think.
Both.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, I think originally the backstory was that they were friends, and they both had you know they were good. And then if you saw, there was like a something they put in the middle, and that was after the fact when they I guess the two owners stopped getting along or something happened. But yeah, anyways, yeah, they're selling it, and I haven't been back. I've thought about calling Alejandro just to see how he's doing, but I know he's a busy guy. I mean, I think he actually is like a social worker too. So
Yeah.
he does other stuff. But yeah, I haven't been back. I think the last time I was there was, I think, when I bought something. Like I think I bought like a trumpet case from him. So I haven't really been back since then.
Yeah. Me neither. I'm right around the corner from that business too.
I
Like
didn't know.
I'm still teaching. What was that?
Are you on Milwaukee or Cicero?
Milwaukee. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm in Milwaukee, right around the corner, on the second floor, and it's going well for me. But yeah, that was man. I'm so thankful for Ricos. For me, that was a great place to meet. Like I met you, and there was Yendris, and just do you remember Wilma?
Yes.
You
Yeah,
know,
Rockford. She was yeah. She had a lot of students, man. She was real popular.
that's such a unique music store for me. Have you ever seen music stores like that before?
No, I mean, I've seen like there's the Midwest guitar place, which is right on Addison and Austin. It's
Hmm.
similar, but they don't do the classes. They just have a lot of different like instruments and guitars and stuff, but it's mainly guitar heavy. But something that has all that whole mix of different things and painting, and yeah, it's definitely it was a unique place. Everything was for sale.
Everything was for sale.
You would go in the it was so funny. I would go in the different rooms to teach, and then you would see like paintings that were so random, and then there would be like a price tag on them. I'm like, why are you selling this? And it's so expensive. But yeah, I thought it was a really unique place. maybe not the most organized, but very, I think you got the perfect word, very unique.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so thankful for those experiences. Like, me coming to Rico's at that point in time changed my life
Okay.
for the better. Like, it totally, totally, like, I don't know, right the ship, put me in the right direction, allowed me to kind of experiment and explore without like. So I was super thankful for that. But of course, like you said, there was definitely some struggles. But
Yeah, no, definitely. I would say it definitely made me more confident to be a teacher.
yeah, yeah,
To really random situations. He's like, "Hey, you know how to play accordion? You want to teach this?" And I'm like, I have no idea how to do this." And sometimes you take it if you had a little bit of experience. Like I learned a little bit more on the sax, flute. I did a lot of stuff that I was learning some of the methodology in school. So I tried it out, and I kind of felt like it's all similar. If you just kind of have an idea, you teach the theory, the music stuff, and it all works out. So yeah, I did learn a lot, and I would say that I had a lot of great experiences there as well.
yeah. And like how he was just like, go ahead and teach whatever instrument. Now with realty, you're kind of like thrown into like, hey, just you just sold a property. Like it was like, I don't know. I always figured like selling property or whatever was you had to study it or something. I don't know. Like I don't really know what I'm saying, honestly.
I got you. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you get thrown into a lot of different situations. Yeah, for
That's it.
sure. Yep. You got people that want to buy condos. You have people that want to buy homes. You have people that want to buy multifamilies. You have people that want to buy investments, commercial buildings. There's lots of different types of situations. Situations where they don't have a lot of money, they have a lot, and you got to be able to navigate those things. So yeah, sometimes you're put in like kind of situation where you don't really know exactly how it's going to turn out, or for sure. So it's very similar in the way we were thrown into the fire with Ricos. Yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 34.
Oh, wow, me too. That's
You
right. Or 33. I don't. I'm born in '87, so
33. Yeah. Yeah.
33.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm 34, and in a couple months I'll be 35.
Wow. When's your birthday?
March 3rd.
March March 3rd. What does that make you like a Taurus or a Pisces or
Pisces. Yeah.
we're supposed to get along because like I'm like a Cancer, which is like the crab.
Yeah.
I always remembered that like Taurus and Cancer get along. You're
Yeah.
like you're like really rooted and like you keep things like grounded.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. I don't follow it as much, but I do know like
That's
uh
all I remember. I don't remember anything else. For some reason, I don't know anything about any other sign.
yeah, yeah. No, for sure. I mean, definitely try my best to keep it rooted, but I think we do get along. We had good conversations.
Have
So
you talked to anyone else from Rico's since then?
uh I reached out to Maricela
Marcelo.
just to see how, say hey, and to also to ask her about the real estate stuff, like if she knew anybody. She didn't really have anybody. And outside from that, I did keep in contact with I think his name is Chris, the guitar player. He's like a um, younger African American, real light skin, short hair,
Hmm.
with guitar. He was in I don't know. I think he was in UIC. He went to school for he changed, like he went to like jazz performance or something, and
Wow.
he was really into it. So I think he's a bartender at like this Asian like bar grill in like the West Loop. So I've kept up with him. Like I'll message him sometimes, and same thing. You always kind of connect with people and bring it back to your profession. And I told him I want to visit him sometime. Go check out his. I think he's a bartender there. So, but yeah, those are the only two people that I've kept in contact with. I think that's it. Yeah. How about you?
Gabriel Gomez. I don't know if you remember him. He
Oh,
he was my first student at Rico's, and he's still a student with me and friend at this point. So, um, and then I've talked to you, and who else? I think that's about it, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, there was. Remember who was the Miguel Martinez? You remember him?
Mm-mm.
Miguel was like running the front desk a little bit. He was like the front desk like operator.
Maybe. Yeah, like maybe before Marisol, or maybe,
Yeah, or,
yeah, I think I
or
kind
after. I
of,
don't
yeah,
know.
I kind of remember him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. I don't know. But hey, man, it's so good to see you. I think, yeah, we could do this again. I hope you had fun. This is so nice to hear you.
Yeah, for sure. We could do anything. If you want to focus on music or focus on again real estate or do a mix, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, all of it. It's all great. You're such a great person. So it's so nice to talk with you.
Likewise. Likewise. I
Man,
appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me. I appreciate any type of plugs or just
absolutely.
conversation and have some good wholesome fun and no tense, all kind of easy going. I appreciate it very much.
Thanks, buddy. All right. Well, hey, we'll talk to you later.
All right.
Have a good week.
Have a good week. Take
See you,
care.
bud.